Okay, so we're here today at Amy's Bread with Omar and Paul, and we're going to make some bread. There's two things involved here. There's the art of bread, right? And it's beautiful to sculpt the bread, but then there's the science to it as well. This is our country sourdough.
This is our country sourdough that has been fermenting overnight.
You're using yeast here.
There is fresh cake yeast as well as two different sourdough starters. We've got a liquid sourdough starter and a firmer one. They both add their own unique flavors. The liquid one adds a little bit of lactic acid flavor. The firm one adds a little bit of acetic acid flavor.
And basically yeast, what it does when it binds with water is that it kind of emits the carbon dioxide that it needs to leaven the bread.
Yeah, the yeast releases carbon dioxide that puts air bubbles into the bread and makes it rise.
And so this can be very different from one location to another, one environment to another.
San Francisco sourdough will taste a little different than New York sourdough because it picks up all the cultures in the air.
That's so amazing, right? You can make it very, very unique here. Okay, so what are we going to do next?
We're going to put down a little bit of flour on the table. But I'm going to start by kind of folding it in half like that. Not quite in half, more like 2/3.
Okay.
So you leave kind of more of a lip up top here.
All right, we have a lip up top.
And I see it, I'm watching.
You see that, right?
I'm going to start rolling the dough down. I'm
Okay.
going to try to tighten the dough and build up a lot of surface tension on the outside.
Okay.
And you kind of drag your thumb along and fold it. And with your other hand, you seal it.
Wow, look at that. Okay. It makes a sound as well.
It's a sound.
What is that sound saying to us?
It's saying that this dough is nicely fermented. There's lots of nice gases in there. It's going to be very flavorful.
Fantastic. Look at
tasty
that.
loaf.
Look at
This is
that.
called a flute. This shape is called a flute. Basically like a short, pointy baguette.
I can already see it. Look at that. Looks beautiful.
So stretch it kind of to 2/3.
The 2/3. I'm making a lip is what I'm aiming for here.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay, good.
You can maybe get a little bit of flour on your hands. And try to press on and kind of pat out some of the gas.
Okay, I'm patting out gas.
A little
Good.
more.
Now I really got to pat it. You got to smack the dough. All right, now you get dramatic.
Push down on it.
Not too much. Okay.
Try to do maybe one more fold.
One more fold. Okay. You know what this reminds me of? Did you ever see the movie Moonstruck?
Yes.
Somebody bring me the big knife. I tell you, I won't do it, Johnny.
Thumb like this. And you're
Yes.
gonna fold it over.
Oh,
and
that's the
then
final.
close it with the palm of your hands. Kind of push a little bit more up when you get to the end, kind of taper it.
Okay, how's it?
Overall, it's looking pretty good.
You lying to me?
It's somewhat uniform. Could be a little bit tighter.
So, now, the proofing of the bread, why do we have to do that?
It's to give the bread one last rise before you put it in the oven. Because when you shape it, you might knock some gas out of it. But when you let it sit for, these have been sitting for about 3 hours.
Okay.
They rise once more.
Fantastic. And, you know, Paul and I are still kind of flabbergasted at the fact that you haven't seen Moonstruck because it's really all about you, about a tormented bread maker who loses his girl and loses his hand and is tortured. You have to see this. All right, what are we doing now?
Now I'm just going to kind of straighten them out. This is called a lame. It's what we use for scoring the bread. It's a reusable razor blade. But we're going to make 4 cuts. Like this, kind of going down the length of the loaf.
Okay. I have to do this quickly and decisively.
Indecisively, so kind of get set up first. Figure out where your cuts are going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're saying there's a wrong way to do this. Okay, so most likely I'll find it. Okay.
You can also use your other hand to hold it.
Okay.
So it doesn't.
Okay. Okay. So we don't drag it. Quickly. Oh God. How's that?
3 cuts is fine. You don't have to worry about 4. Those are actually really good.
Get out.
I'm serious.
See, this is what happened. It's the horror movies that I watch. Okay. Into the oven. How many degrees?
470.
470 degrees. About a half an hour and voila. Look at this beautiful bread we just got out of the oven, and we made this today. So I'd like to thank Omar and Paul from Amy's Bread for showing me how to make bread. And you can actually come down too and join one of their classes and make your own bread as well.
Absolutely, amysbread.com. We have an array of classes on there coming up. So we have guest instructors. Amy teaches classes herself. Omar as well.
Fantastic. So join us next time and come down to Amy's Bread and make some fresh bread. Listen to that crust.
It's perfect.
It's fantastic. It is
Did you
perfect.
make that?
I did make this one.
I knew it.
Bye.